everybody, this is the last video for Module 5, and it's for the CK12 assignment in 5.10, and there's some vocabulary in 5.8 for you, so let's kind of put this stuff to use. I've got a line graph here, and some of you know that these horizontal and vertical lines are special, but you might have trouble remembering which is which, so let me work with you on this one. I'm going to look at some points on the line I've drawn. This is the point from the origin. I went over 3 and up 0. Okay, now I'm going to go over 3 and up. There's another point, over 3 and up 1, over 3 and up 2. Look at all these points I'm getting on this graph. This is over 3 and up 3. And there's something, let's go down here, over 3 and down 2. We could even go over 3 and down 2.5. I don't care what you do. But the bottom line is every point on that line has an x value of 3. And that's why the line is called x is 3. It's a vertical line. Vertical lines are always x equals lines. And if you forget, you can just draw one and say, oh yeah, that's right, that's the one where the x values are all the same. Over here, I'm going to look at this horizontal line, and I'll write that down here. This is truly a horizontal line. And if I plot points here, this is the point I went over 0 and up 2. This one is I went over 1 and up 2. This one I went over 1, 2, 3, and oh, you guessed it, up 2. This one I went over 1 to negative 3 and up 2. And what you'll notice is the y values of this graph. Y is the distance from the x-axis up to a curve. The y values are always 2, and that's why we call this line y is 2. Y equals lines are always horizontal lines. Okay, now just fun fact here, let's talk about what the slope of the I don't know if you guys saw the slope dude video, hate it, but love it because kids remember it. When you have this vertical line, this super steep slope, we say that the slope is so steep that we can't even define it. Slope is undefined. Just a little fun fact over there. And over here, the slope is nice and flat and easy. There's no slope at all. So we say that the slope is 0. And if you want to pick 2 points and find the slope between them, I'll take these two. You see y minus y over x minus x gives us 0 divided into 2 parts. Everybody gets nothing. And you can kind of see the slope is 0. Okay, so enough of the fun fact. Let's try 2 examples here, and then we'll be done. Okay, so this is the CK12. Whenever I do this, these are the exact directions you'll see. Find the equation of the line with the given properties. Properties are just like characteristics. Like my son has the properties that he is 5'8", that he has blonde hair. Those are properties. He has brown eyes. You know, those are properties, characteristics. So we're just saying that we're looking for the equation of a line that goes through those 2 points. So a couple ways you can do it. You can just say, I'm going to do a little tiny cheap graph over here of these. I'm going to go -2, up 3, and I'm going to go over 5, up 3, and you see that these are horizontal lines. Horizontal lines are always y equals lines. And so you would say, oh, look, the y values are the same. Y, this is the line where every y value is 3. Some of you might have noticed that the y values were the same and just said, oh, it must be a y is 3 because it looks like y is always 3, whereas the x was changing. So the quick way over here would be like, oh yeah, the x's don't change, the y's do. The x's don't change, so this must be the line x is 1. Done. Or you could do what I actually really recommend doing this, is that you plot them. I'm going to go over 1 and up 5. I'm going over 1 and up 2. And if I connect those dots, I realize it's a vertical line, right? I realize that it's got to be an x equals line. All vertical lines are x equals lines. And that I notice that the x values on this line are always 1. And that's the other way to do it. Okay, so as a quick summary for you, let's take a look at x equals lines are, and your job is to fill in vertical or horizontal. Go for it, vertical or horizontal. And I think on the CK12 or in the vocabulary that Mr. Hull makes up, he used like at x equals c or x equals a. He put a letter in there that's just supposed to be a constant. That's not a 2, that's an a. So at x equals blah lines are vertical. A is just some number. And then vertical lines go this way. I said draw one because some of us forget that. I always remember that horizontal goes like the horizon across the sky, and then vertical is the other way. And in these, the slope is, fill it in, is your choices are 0 or undefined. Look at the line. And then y equals lines, and you can just make it any letter or any number. Y equals blah. We'll say A. It can be any number you want. All those y equals lines are and you can draw one. There's one. And there the slope is. I think if you're in CK12, they don't want you to write the word. They're going to want you to actually use the number for it. All right, folks, that's it for me. I'll see you in class.